On this episode of The Rundown, we're talking about the impact of your package design.
And we're going to go ahead and review a couple subscription boxes, so stay tuned.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of The Rundown. Today we're talking about package design and how it impacts the experience of the product and how that impacts your brand. Now this episode was inspired by our own package design that we made for a brewery in Virginia Beach called Pleasure House Brewing.
Yep. A few months ago, I got together with Drew, one of the owners there at the brewery, and he's like, I've got all these beers, and they just don't quite fit. They needed, some help doing the structure of the labels and making sure everything was well branded. Mm-hmm. So I took it, and on this particular one, he already had a look that he kind of liked, so I kind of ran with it, just refined it, made it a little bit more simple, a little more consistent with the overall look of their branding in general. And they just wanted something that was laid back and represented the Shore Drive feel instead of having something that was different in each label. So I'm looking forward to next week. We've got this release of this crowler, and as we keep doing more rebrands and updates, we'll be sure to show you guys.
Yeah, and if you want to go ahead and take a look at this label, please go to our website, PriorityGroup.com. There's a blog post about it with some very nice pictures about this.
Oh, yes, I enjoyed taking pictures of it.
It was great. It was fantastic.
I think I took like 60 pictures, and my husband's like, "Really? What are you doing that for?" I was like, You just wait.
And it turned out really well.
Yeah, it did.
It really did. So go ahead, head on over there, check it out, and also let us know what you think about the design on Twitter. Now, this package design, we're going to go ahead and transfer over to the importance of package design and how it relates to the brand. Now, a lot of companies, they focus on marketing, social media, and advertising and things like that. And those pique interest and help sustain the brand throughout the lifestyle of a product. But one of the more overlooked aspects in a company's branding arsenal, if you will, is the reality of the reality of packaging and how it really is a one-on-one experience with the customer. You are combining tangible elements. You're combining typography, graphics, imagery, coloring, all these great things into a package, and all of this sensory. Did I say it right? Sensory? All of those sensory kind of elements do culminate into a actual experience that the customer has. And they judge your brand based on what they experience with the product. They can examine it, they can see it, they can touch it, hopefully not taste it. I was about to say taste it, that'd be gross. I mean, hopefully with the beer, taste it. But anyway, so all of those things really go into how a company presents itself.
And how it's perceived.
How it's perceived, exactly. Now, there are certain things that you don't want to get wrong with a package design, such as totally eliminate icons of the brand, such as, if a beer has a specific look, people would scan the shelves, and look for that exact look, and then they would make their choice.
Right, didn't you say the other day something about the branding or the packaging experience effects on a beer?
Yeah, so there was a story I read. I forgot what beer it was, but they went through an entire rebrand. They updated their logos, and they just wanted to update their look totally, and they really did. So what they did is they went in another direction. Typography was different, colors were different. They actually reduced the size of the bottle too, so the bottle was different. Now, customers, especially in like a retail setting. Let's say a grocery store. Let's say you have a grocery, some item on the shelves. Customers, when they're comparing items, they make their decision within 3 to 4 seconds. That's an incredibly short amount of time. And so the packaging, all the advertising, social media.
It's a big determining factor in if they're going to purchase it.
Yeah. So they're looking for those recognizable traits that they identify with, and they perceive the value of the brand, so they'll make a purchase decision.
So what happened? Did it go up or down? Did it fail?
It ultimately hurt the company, and they had to reorient themselves back to what was
back to the old branding.
Back to the old branding, because too many people were like, "Hey, I can't find the beer. It's not a life or death decision. I'm going to just go with a different beverage." So that's just one example out of many about the importance of branding, and that you get it right. And and one of the more difficult ways to establish that connection through packaging is whenever your brand the customers have very limited experience with the brand. Like it's not on a very consistent basis. Maybe once a month, maybe once a quarter. If people are interacting with your brand very rarely, then they need a memorable experience
For brand recognition. Got it.
and also just general emotional resonance. And that's why we've chosen to go ahead and do this type of experiment.
Yeah, so it is really cool. Package design, basically, it's emulating the brand. You know, it's values and what you're expecting. So it's managing expectations, really. For me, I look at a box, whether it's this, the beer. You go to Whole Foods. Let's do that one. And you're looking at the shelf. You're wanting to get. You're in Whole Foods, so you're wanting to be natural, and you're thinking about your lifestyle. So when you go to purchase something, you don't want something that's overwhelming. It's kind of cheesy, cheeky look. You want something that is, well, simple, really basic, something that you identify as, okay, their values clearly are being simple and down to the basics. I don't want all the extra things in my food, all these chemicals. And the same thing works with like technology. When you talk about your iPhone, it's simple, it's clean, it's sleek. It emulates this feeling of the system is going to be easy to use. It's not going to be cluttered. So it's really important to be able to understand that they are managing your expectations as a consumer. So when we got into these subscription boxes, it started all off in about 2010 with Birchbox, first of all. And what Birchbox is they do beauty products, and they would send you a box that had a bunch of samples in it. And their thing was, okay, we're going to give you samples of these really expensive products, so A, there's value, and then we're going to do it in a really nice packaging, so it almost feels like you're getting a gift. You open it up, and it has tissue paper, and everything is laid out really elegantly. So women immediately responded to that. They were like, oh my gosh, it's like I get a gift. And what I think is really interesting is our generation, we don't get things in the mail nearly as much as our parents' generation did. So when we get something, it creates a whole experience in itself. So that it's just a huge change in the way that consumers are looking at products as such as these subscription-based things. And so when we're looking at these boxes that we're going to do, we want to look at how we look at the packaging, of course, we talked about earlier, and then overall how that packaging and how everything's laid out how the experience goes for us. And as millennials, it's just really interesting on how much it impacts us. So, cool. Here,
so
the
get
scissors.
the scissors here. So I'm going to go ahead and open it here. It's got a little sticker. And if you want to see us doing this, go ahead, and if you're listening to this on a podcast, go ahead to the YouTube channel. Check this out. So I'm opening it. Oh, very nice. You'll see that? You see that? So it says, thank you for your purchase. Immediately I'm seeing a card here. It's square. It's a very nice heavyweight card. Well, not heavyweight. So it's probably your typical, postcard paperweight. On one side it says, thank you for your purchase. You made a good decision, a great decision. That is fantastic.
That's a little
Yeah, like I already feel good about this purchase.
I was reading earlier today that they were talking about how one big push on this stuff is it's supposed to give you the feeling of a present, a gift.
A gift.
So like you're almost giving yourself a gift.
Well, I can see that. So opening up the box, it was already kind of a surprise, and now I got that letter that I had to read, and then now there's even more of that anticipation feeling of what's inside. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and open this baby up. Very nice. Oh, and another card. All right, so they placed a couple more cards here. All right, so this card, they have another, it looks like a standard postcard size right in the box. They talk about floral and how it's a very popular pattern. And they kind of put you in the mood to appreciate the selection that they have provided to you. Also,
it almost looks like they give you ideas on how to utilize what's in the box.
Yeah, I immediately thought this is a way to explain what I'm about to see to my friends. Like, hey, maybe, because these are curated, maybe once in a while what you get is different, right? Like it's unusual, and so here's some ways to appreciate what you get so that you're not returning it, right? But also here's how to explain it to your friends.
And that's part of the individuality that we all seem to aspire for, and to be individualistic and adventurous and unique. And it kind of hits all those things.
Very cool. And they called it the Amsterdam. Of course, this is July 2016. You can tell that we've had this waiting for this video for a little while, but it's very nice. And then over here it kind of talks about what you get and the retail value of what you get. So automatically you see that you actually saved money by getting this quality items and things like that. So far it's been a very high-end experience so far. Like I'm getting in the mood of really valuing what Sorpresa Box has to offer. So
advertisement.
So Hooch, Sorpresa Box, free drink every day, download Hooch. I don't know. So that's an that actually kind of, it's all right. It's still, this advertisement's still in the high class, I guess, thing, like
cocktails.
Vein, so it's okay with the brand. All right, so what do I got? I got socks. Here's the big finale. It's Sorpresa. They brand it. I got some socks that are blue with some white detailing. I got a interesting tie. I haven't taken it out, but it looks like it's kind of canvas, kind of like burlap, like very thick material.
Very cool.
Very cool. Let's see what else we got. Brill leather, handcrafted by artisans. I mean, all this packaging, fantastic. It really is. I mean, this is very nice paper. Feels very solid to the touch. Open it up.
Oh, we get to be twinsies.
Oh, that's cool. That's like exactly the same.
Almost. Mine's done by North End Bag Company here in
This is
Virginia
done by
Beach.
Breyer, so that's cool. 50% off your next bracelet. So
very cool.
Very cool. Get 50% off another bracelet. Looks like there's a code there. Right. What else? I mean, all of this packaging fit. I mean, honestly, like these colors also match. Like they put some thought into.
I like it a lot.
Even the
I imagine they're
packaging
supposed to
kinda
be all
coordinates.
used together sometimes.
Ooh, I love pins. Something that is people don't really know much about me. I love pins. I really do. So if anyone wants to give me a gift, give me a pin. But this is nice.
Is it heavy?
It's yeah. It's
Very
metal.
nice.
It's a metal pin. It's kind of silver with gold on it, and it's a ballpoint pen, and it's very nice. Very nice. All right, we got a notepad so you can write down. You can. It says Word, so you can write your thoughts. You can actually use your pen.
Very modern looking.
Very modern. I mean, honestly, this is more things than I thought I was going to get. Honestly.
Really?
Yes. This is more.
Oh, a handkerchief.
And then a handkerchief. It is blue. It has a blue outline, a blue border with some white polka dots, navy blue.
Oh, it kind of goes in line with your socks.
So all of these things kind of match. Let's see if that's it. I just want to make sure. Yes, that is it. We close the box and kind of outline everything that we got. All right.
So I got Munch Pack Mini. The box indicates to me that it looks like it's supposed to be a mystery, clearly. It looks very retro, which is kind of interesting because it's not about retro products. It is supposed to be worldly products. They're known for sending out candies and snacks that are from all these different places in the United States. The box, it made it in one piece, a little dented and everything, but I do like the look. Again, it's got this really neat print on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up.
What do you expect before you open it up? What are you expecting to find in there?
Probably a bunch of candy. like the Nutella stuff, or maybe the those little Japanese candies with the hard candies.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Very fun.
But we'll see. All right, so they too have a card, and it has a name of who it's made by, or who it was put together by, and they have their Snapchat link. So you can definitely tell that this is geared more towards like the younger generation, people that are going to be using Snapchat. And let's see here, and they've got a scanner. Oh, very neat. They've got an app so you can scan to learn more about the product that's in the box.
Well, they also have a name of the person who actually put it in there.
Yeah.
So Made with Love by Andy. I love that personal touch. Those things are, I mean, those really set it over the top for me. I really do love that.
And so going back to the idea that it's a gift, that feeling of that I'm getting something special, that does it right there.
Very cool.
The fact that, yeah, I might have paid for it, but Andy did this for me. But everything's kind of a little thrown together in here, but it still works. I mean, we're not talking about, again, the expectation of a high-class product. We're looking for something that's just worldly and different. We've got a product from, looks like Japan, I guess. They don't, the only thing is that it's a little bit of a bummer. I don't have a list with me right here that they don't include in the box.
Yeah,
So
like
tell me
surprised to have
what,
a list
yeah.
with the value of it and kind of a story of what you're getting.
I agree. So
I would like to see kind of like the thought. Yes, I do enjoy that Andy made this, but I would like to see hear a story of why did Andy choose
these products
specifically? Was there a theme? Because obviously, I mean, it looks like we have some more Asian type of candy.
So, yeah,
here.
we've got crackers, we've got wafers, chocolate wafers, we've got Haichu, which is kind of like Laffy Taffy-ish, and then the product that I have absolutely no idea what it is. Unfortunately, I don't read any Asian languages, but again, it's a Munch Pack Mini, and so I guess depending on what you are looking for, it works. All right, but we do want to thank Munch Pack as well as Espresso Box for participating. We really appreciate it, and we do look forward to enjoying the goodies.
Well, I'm looking forward to that food because that looks like that looks good, and we're going to be munching on that.
Well,
after this.
You know, as we're talking about these subscription boxes, I think it's really interesting that it all started in 2010, and now they're saying, marketing people are saying that it's almost saturated to the point of saturation, and a lot of these companies are either merging together, but the other neat thing about it is even though it's got high saturation, you see local companies now doing it. We have in town a local roaster that does subscription-based stuff. We've got We've got the Paleo Food group that does, I think paleofoods.com or something like that, that does paleo foods by subscription. So not only do you have these large-scale organizations that are tapping into this market, but you have local retailers that are able to utilize it as well. So,
well, I honestly like the subscription service idea. I hope that it expands, and I think if you get more local, I think advertising the local aspect of it, like you can only get these items from this place, and we're the people to get it from. I think that would add value enough to the customer that they want to experience that culture in a unique way.
Yeah, I think that's going to be where it goes to. Once they've saturated the market with these big box stores, I think that people are like, okay, well, I've gotten the unique stuff out of this. Now I want to get even more personal with certain brands and organizations. So I think it's really cool. Do you have any subscriptions?
I do not. No.
Yeah. I used to.
I tried out Warby Parker once. Just because I wanted to try it out.
How was it?
It was cool. It was cool. There was a whole lot of buzz whenever they especially initially started. They said that the experience of trying on glasses had to be as elegant as possible, right? So I just wanted to experience it, and I think their execution was fantastic. And I mean, I still remember getting that package and opening it up, and the
so it was
instructions were very
impactful.
clear. Yeah, and I definitely had a very positive view of Warby Parker since then, and
That's
the quality
very cool.
of Warby Parker glasses. Now, so that was one that I tried out. Subscription services, no, I generally not really.
Well, I guess you're going to have to try out Struts Box now.
Well, after
Maybe.
seeing what was in that box, I'm actually giving it some thought. So
There we go.
very
All right.
cool. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of The Rundown. We enjoyed having you watch this far. I know it was a little bit longer of an episode, but if you like what you saw here, let us know on Twitter. Also hit us up on Facebook. You could also visit us on our website, PriorGroup.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe either this podcast or this YouTube video. And until next week, I am Scott.
And I'm Christy.
And we'll see you later.
Bye.